As we continue our readings from poets published by Peepal Press, today I'm reading from The Flowering Rock, collected poems of Eric Roach. Larry Briner, in his book Black Yeats, Eric Roach and the Politics of Caribbean Poetry, published by Peepal in 2008, had this to say. He said, Eric Roach is the most significant poet in the English-speaking Caribbean between Claude McKay and Derek Walcott. And Peepal Press has published Eric Roach's collected poems, and it probably is time for us to pick him up again and read. I want to read a poem called Homestead. It's one of Eric Roach's best-known poems. 7 splendid cedars break the trades from the thin gables of my house. 7 towers of song when the trades rage through their rich green seasoned foliage. But weathers veer, the drought returns, the sun burns emerald to ochre, and thirsty winds trip the boughs bare. Then there are tragic stands of sticks, pitiful and pitiless noons, and where dusk's buskin and the moons. And north beyond them lie the fields which one man laboured his life's days, one man wearing his bone, shaped them as monuments in stone, hammered them with iron will and the rugged earthly courage, and going left me heritage. Is labour lovely for a man that drags him daily into earth, returns no fragrance of him forth? The man is dead, but I recall him in my voluntary song. His life was unadorned as bread. He reckoned weathers in his head, and wore their ages on his face, and felt their keenness to his bone, the sting of sun and whip of rain. He read days event from the dawn, and saw the quality of morning in the sunset mask of evening. In the fervour of my song, I hold him firm upon the fields and many homely images. His ghosts as tall as the tall trees. He tramps these tracks his business made by daily roundabout in boots, tougher and earthier than roots. And every furrow of the earth, and every wind-blown blade of grass knows him the spirit of the place. A slave man's son, a peasant one, paisan, paisano, any common man about earth's fields, world over, in the cotton, corn and clover, who are unsung but who remain, perpetual as the earth winds pass, unkillable as the earth's grass. And from their graves within their graves, they nourish arteries of earth and give her substance, give her worth. O sons, O strong ones from their loins, boldly inherit the rich earth, though you keep their homespun traces or run in splendid gilded races. O poets, painters, thinkers, turn again and take new craft from old, worth and wisdom on the wold. O cornerstones of the crazed world, O nourishers of earth's best blood, reclaim the weary, dying good. Eric Roach. Now from Esther PHILLIPS, Leaving Atlantis, published by Peepal Press, 2015. And this poem is titled Exit 2. To pack an old man's life into cardboard boxes, while plaster falls from cracked ceilings, salt-rusted hinges no longer fasten the doors, and a single wood dove calls in the distance, is not an easy thing. That builders have come with unkind haste to gauge the length and height of new walls, while the old man's hustling his memories out of corners and floorboards, his allies of long years. This is not right. All morning the blue van comes and goes, fetching more and more boxes as if to say, this is it, all ends here. By evening, the white-haired man sits in the car following behind, while the van makes its final journey back up the hill. But from the bent of his shoulders and the grief in his eyes, he remains at Atlantis still. Esther PHILLIPS. I'm reading a poem from my collected poems, published by Peepal Press in 2017. And the poem I'm going to read is part of a longer sequence, which I wrote responding to photographs of the Haiti earthquake in 2010. And the photographs were by Haitian photographer Daniel Morel. And there was this particular photograph of an old lady sitting in the rubble after the earthquake. So I imagine her, and the poem is called Mama. Did you find him, Mama, the old man? Or was it the grandchild left in your care for the day? Or, in the catastrophe behind you, the daughter who was setting your supper? Or perhaps your friend, having a Dominican punch with you? Your long arms, Mama, are bathed in the white dust of disastrous city fall. Your fingers are exhausted from the frantic and futile search for bones, for hair, for a belt or a bodice, and for a baby who was impossibly there, gurgling at a spoon, teasing your heart, and you singing a lullaby, Haiti chérie. Haiti beloved, beloved child, gone with the walls, the debris, the tremblote and the lavalas, gone from your arms, from your keening, scrabbling fingers, despairing on the block, on the board, on the broken back, and the child disparu, taken. Or was it your friend from Cap Haitien? Or the daughter who shared your name, or the old man, companion of your days, comrade of sleepless hours, keeper of your young heart, comforter of those fallen breasts, fallen under your torn chemise, fallen with the roofs and the windows and the president's house, fallen with the broken roots of Port-au-Prince, fallen and forlorn, Haiti, chérie.